If you want to improve your selling skills and you are a health professional who wants to help more people, obviously you need to get them to say yes, right? In this video, I'm going to show you 3 unselling tips, 3 ways to help you get more yeses without feeling salesy or slimy. Hey, what's going on? Youre came here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help health professionals and coaches get more clients and scale their businesses online. And one of the most common, concerns or hangups that a lot of health professionals have is, I just don't like selling. I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring people. And listen, no one likes that, right? And the reality is this. I've created a lot of other videos on the importance of marketing. And the reality is that the better you market, the less you have to sell. So if you're having issues with marketing, which means priming your audience, educating people, so by the time you have a conversation with them, they're much more likely to say yes already. If you need help there, please watch some of those other videos. But for now, I want to give you what I think are 3 very, very powerful ways to help you get more people to say yes to what it is you're offering. And I share this with you because we've spoken with thousands of health experts and prospects who some have become clients, others haven't. And we help our clients with this stuff every single day. Every single day I'm doing role play calls with my clients to help them get better on the phone, because if they can help more people say yes to working with them, then they can ultimately help them transform their health, right? That's what we're here to do. So let's dive right into this, because if you get these dialed in, you will make more money, you will help more people, and your confidence is going to increase because you're getting more yes. You become better at what it is you do, partly, which is getting people into your coaching program, okay? So the first thing we need to think about, and I call these unselling because you're going to see they fly in the face of convention, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we take it away, we take the very thing that we're selling away from the prospect. Okay, Youre, well, what does that even mean? Well, think of it this way. If you've got kids, I've got 4 little boys, so it's very easy for me to think about this. But if you have kids, what happens when we take something away from a child? Do they want it more or do they want it less? They want it more, right? And if you think of adults as just being kids in bigger clothing, which is pretty much what we are, it's exactly the same thing. So when we come across as desperate and needy, that is never going to help our situation. So by being able to show somebody the value of what it is that you offer them, but then be able to take it away from them in such a way where they start selling you on why they need your help, now the power dynamics of that relationship completely change. You always have to come from a place of listen, you need my help more than I need your money. The ship has already sailed. I'm good. I can send the Zodiac back if you want, but you got to tell me why. When you position what it is you're offering, when I say what it is you're offering, I'm talking about some type of higher end premium price coaching program, not a one-off session, because that doesn't help anyone. You have to come from a place that you don't need them. Yes, it would be amazing to help them, but you don't need them. Okay? So take it away. And obviously there's very specific ways of doing so, but coming from that position of taking it away as opposed to pushing it on them and be this is exactly what you need. This is really going to help you out. And they're like, yeah, cool, awesome. But as soon as you say, hey, just out of curiosity, what do you think about this? Or how do you feel that this would help your situation? All of a sudden we start to change that dynamic and we start to put them in explaining mode about why your thing is going to help them, okay? So step number 1 is we use the takeaway. Step number 2 is show them that you're full, even if you're not. So this kind of ties in a little bit with what I just mentioned, but you always want to come from a place of your cup is full, because desperation and neediness are repellents. If you have ever pursued someone else, right, like a girl or a guy when you were younger, or even when you're a bit older, I know I have in the past. There's probably one person I can think of where you pursued them in such a way where it's like, oh my God, I need you. I will do anything for you. I will convert religions. I will change all, whatever you need me to do, I will do that. That is very unattractive. And if we think of selling as simply a relationship, which it is, it's the same thing. So we always have to come from a place of, I don't need you. It'd be cool to work with you, but I don't need you because I'm good, right? Even if your client roster is not filled up, you have to come from that position of knowing that it is. Maybe it just hasn't met up with you yet. Because when you come from that place of, I'm good, my cup is full, that place of abundance, you start attracting the right people, because the right people are attracted to that level of confidence, that level of success, whatever that means to you. And no one wants to go into the restaurant that has no one there, right? None of us go to that restaurant where, the maitre d's out on the sidewalk waving the menu in front of you. Hey, my friend, come on in, we got a special today. No one likes that, right? So we always want to go where other people have been. That's why restaurants that have a 6-month waiting list, people flock to those restaurants and they're happy to wait 6 months because apparently it must be amazing. So think about that if that's helpful. And then obviously, as you're working with clients, is developing your inventory of social proof and testimonials, because in the end, that will do all the selling for you. As I mentioned before, the better you market, the less you have to sell. The purpose of selling is simply to take the order, right? If you do a very, very good job with your marketing, you could literally give someone a buy now button and they could press that and put in their credit card information for several thousands of dollars. That would be the ideal scenario. However, because we have to build trust and build more of a relationship with individuals, we have to do that mostly over the phone in a virtual context. The last thing you want is to have a phone conversation with someone who has no idea how you can help them, no idea what you do, and no idea how you're different, okay? So the ideal scenario is that whatever you can do to prime your audience before they get on the phone with you is going to make a huge difference. And that's one of the reasons that we help all of our clients build out a perfect client pipeline, which, by the way, if you don't have one in your business, you are massively missing out. There should be a link below this video. Check it out, see how it can work for you as well. Anyways, on the phone, you still have to develop the skill set of being able to have this conversation, okay? But again, we're not even talking about tactics and mechanics here. We're talking about mindset and positioning yourself, okay? So we talked about taking it away from them. Number 2, we talked about showing them or acting as if you're already full, even if you're not, okay? And the third unselling tip is a really good one. I think so. It's ask, don't tell, or ask, don't explain. And here's why. Is years ago, my book agent, she mentioned something really powerful that stuck with me. She said, if you're explaining, you're losing. And at the time I was like, man, that is really powerful, because it's very, very true. If you've ever found yourself on your heels, people call this selling on your heels or selling from your heels. It's almost like you've been ambushed by a ton of questions that you're unsure how to deal with. And now you're like on your heels against the wall, just answering. Now, he or she who's answering or asking the questions, right? Whoever is asking the questions is in control of the situation. So if you are telling and explaining, you are not in control of the conversation. And I've mentioned this word control and power dynamics a couple times already in this video. And guys, that's the reality of sales. It is a power dynamic that you must take leadership of. It is not an opportunity for someone to come in and tell you how things are going to go, especially when you're offering a premium price program. Okay? Think of yourself as Simon Cowell on American Idol. I don't even know if he's still on the show, but sitting back in the judge's chair, you have the person performing on stage and you are assessing them. That is the position you need to take with your conversations with prospects, is you are assessing them, and sure, they're assessing you as well, but you are coming from a place of, listen, I'm good, I don't need you, right? You're taking it away from them. You're asking questions almost as if you're interviewing them, instead of saying, oh, this would be amazing for you. I really think this would help you, right? As soon as we start doing that stuff, we're done, okay? So 3 very controversial, and I would say very little known concepts when it comes to selling. And it completely flips things on its head, maybe based on some of the stuff you've seen before. Because the reality is, if you're selling something that is premium, you can't sell it in the same way as if you were selling a book with 10 bonuses. It's a very, very different landscape. And hopefully these 3 tips are getting you thinking along those lines. Now, if you'd like more help with this, as I mentioned a couple moments ago, selling is very important. It is a very, very important skill to master, but it becomes a lot easier when your marketing is really dialed in. So if you're a health professional or coach and you want a much better way to move people through a pipeline predictably in a much more automated fashion, so that when they do jump on the phone with you, they're much more primed, they're much more qualified, and they have much more context about how you can help them, so that the selling conversation becomes a lot more easy, then watch the Perfect Client Pipeline training. There's a link for it below. I think it'll really change the way you think about things in terms of how you approach your health business. And ultimately, it's going to help you get more clients and build a successful business online. So that's all from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to subscribe to the channel. We've got tons of other videos to help you build a thriving virtual practice. I'm Youre. I'll see you soon.